Well, good morning. I'm Jeff, and welcome back to the Retired Guys Garage. So, the last few videos, or what will be the next few videos coming up on the channel, you'll see over the course of the next few weeks. Instead of doing car, truck, golf cart, motorcycle, lawnmower repairs like y'all are used to, I kind of been focusing on the shop a little bit and getting those things. Getting a few chores done around, upgrades done around the shop I've needed to do. Fix my garage door opener, installed a new wall plate switch for the door opener, added a deadbolt lock to my entrance door. So kind of been focusing on the shop a little bit. But what are we going to do? What are we going to focus on today? Well, today is kind of a really cool video. So make sure you stick around to the end. You don't want to miss this. Something I've been really excited about. We've got a new lift. Can't see it right now, but I'll bring you down closer here in just a second. So, got rid of the old blue lift that everybody has come to know and love. Me too. Served me well for all these years. But new one's here. It's Quick Jack style. It's the Chinesium version of the Quick Jack style, rated at 8,000 pounds. Got it off Amazon. Of course, I'll drop a link to it down below. So, gonna get this thing unboxed, hooked up, and get it working and see what happens. So stick around. Let's get started. All right, well, this is it. So like I said, this is the Quick Jack style, instead of the one that sits on the floor and can't move. Well, I mean, I could move it, but it was bare. This is a little bit easier, I think, and is meant to be moved out of the way. So kind of cool. Rated at 8,000 pounds. It was only, I don't know, $150 more to gain an extra 1,000 pounds as opposed to the 7,000 pound lift. So this is kind of an upgrade, and I'll be able to move it and set it aside when I'm not using it. And we're going to put it to good use here almost right away, because got to get that new OptiSpark in the Trans Am. So that's going to be the next project, first project on the new lift. So let's get this thing unboxed. Let's see what it looks like. Fingers crossed that it's fairly good quality. Of course, this is the pump assembly and the two individual lifts. So let's get it unboxed and see what it looks like. Stick around, be right back. Unboxed, sort of. I'm gonna hang out the boxes, and of course I forgot to mention the most important reason I did this today. It's trash day, so I can get rid of all that plastic and stuff. But, so here we are. Of course, the two lifts, two sides of the lift. There's the pump, all the hoses, yada, yada, yada. And one of the nice things about this style of lift is, my other lift required a 220 power source. This one requires 110. So that will free up my 220 line for my new plasma cutter and welder that I've never used. Bought from Vevor, I think. Yeah, pretty sure I bought it from, yeah, those came from Vevor. Never used them, so hopefully they work, because they're way past their point of being able to be returned. So there's that. So let's get these things out of the boxes, which is going to be fun, to say the least, because they're fairly heavy. And let's get some instructions going and see what it's going to take to put this thing together. Well, there it is. And sadly, this is not off to a good start. We're missing one of the caster wheels. Of course we are. Should I have expected any less? Probably not. But it does appear that all the rest of the parts are here. Next thing to do would be get into the directions. Sure, we'll go with that. And make sure we've got the rest of the parts. So here, all the rest of the parts here. So let's get into that real quick. Let me read up on that a little bit. There's all the different jack pads. No idea what these are for. They bolt in somehow. I don't know how. They bolt to something somewhere. No idea where. Hopefully the directions will tell me that. It is kind of concerning if there's only two. You'd think there was two, you would think there should be four. Maybe not. Alright, let's look at the directions and see. So it looks like we got a bunch of hydraulic hose, some fittings, some L hoses, some bolts. Yeah, this looks like it should be fun. Probably not. Stick around, it should be interesting. So after reading the direcciones, I was apparently reading the Spanish ones, which probably makes sense now why it didn't make sense. Anyhow, after reading the directions, there is only supposed to be two of these because they are an extension plate for longer vehicles. That makes sense. Okay, so the first thing it says to do is grab the two L hoses and affix them to this hydraulic cylinder. So that's what we're going to do. And a more important piece of information I learned by reading the directions is that they actually have a customer service email. If you have missing parts, which I clearly do, you can't see it right now, but I do have, like I said, I've got the missing caster, which is going to be important because these things are heavy and you need to be able to move them around. That's part of the draw of having one of these is that you can move it around and it doesn't take up room on your shop floor. Alright, going to need a 17mm wrench for this. Alright, first one's on. We'll move to the other side. So when you put these on, make sure that according to the directions, it says that the hoses come to the outside of the lifts. So make sure that's how you put them on. Because if you bring them to the inside, then you'll be fighting them when you're trying to move around underneath the car. That's another big part of the appeal to these lifts is you get clear span underneath the car. So yeah, very nice gentleman drove all the way down from North Carolina to take possession of my old lift, and he and his son came down, and matter of fact, they were going to stop at was it LKQ right here just outside of Atlanta, and they were going to pick up some parts for a BMW that they are working on currently, and he said that lift is going to come in super handy to be able to work on that BMW. Glad it went to a good home. Did not charge him a lot of money for it. I mean, paid a fair price for it, don't get me wrong. But certainly gave him a better deal because he spent several hours on the road driving down from North Carolina to pick that up. So I hope it's serving him well. So, all right, very good. That's that. I believe the next step is to get the longer hoses unwrapped and attached. I don't really know if the hoses go through here, through this. I would assume they do. there's no room for them to go underneath, so they have to go through. I'm going to assume they go through these holes. So, all right, let me get those unwrapped and I'll bring it right back. Okay, we have updates. So there is this piece that goes into the bottom of the lift right here, and that's your pass between. So the hoses aren't just flopping around in there. Pretty neat, actually. Great idea. And then this hose will just compress a little bit as the lift raises. So there we go. Then this hose will just hopefully plop onto there. And we are going to do the same on the other side. So basically it's just a nut and a bolt. And the hose connects on the inside and the hose connects on the outside, and you're good to go. So we have extra parts. I'm not exactly sure where they go yet, so I'm working on that. But bring it back in just a few minutes and we'll hopefully have some progress on it. All right, one tip I'm going to give you for this is when you're putting this pipe in, this through pipe, make sure you leave this nut loose. Leave this piece loose until you get this inside hose started. But just get it started, don't tighten it down, because you want this thing to be able to spin as you're trying to tighten down this through pipe, and then come back in afterward and grab your 17 millimeter. And snug those up. And try not to have your camera fall while you're doing it. All right, so that's so those are both in. Let's get these outside hoses hooked up. Actually did find the caster that was missing. It just fell out from underneath the lift, which was not put in properly, and broken too. So luckily, after also reading the directions, there is actually a customer service email that I can email with some pictures. And hopefully they'll stand behind their product and send me a new caster. Maybe even a new set of casters. That'd be really nice. So, all right, let me get that other side tightened up. We'll start getting these outside hoses, start getting the hoses on the outside hooked up. Hopefully I've figured this right to where these are supposed to be bolted into. Hopefully. And we'll get those hoses on the outside hooked up and get them hooked up to the pump. Go from there. Stick around. Alrighty. So, pro tip number 17.5 on this job. I'm sure I'm way beyond that, but we'll go with that. I put the male ends on the lift arms, only because they're a little bit smaller than those big ass couplers. So, you know, kind of less to trip over in my opinion. But they'll go either way. Doesn't matter. The other thing is I was planning on putting the couplers on the pump and leaving the hoses attached to the lift arms. You cannot do that. That does not work on these. So they have to go in this direction. So they have to attach to the pump permanently, and then the quick couplers go on the lift arms. So very simple. Once you get them on, boom, and you're done. And you're in. So that's that. There was another pro tip I was trying to think of, and now I can't think of it. But I'll get to it. I'll think of it. Nope, can't come up with it. Anyway, make sure you keep the caps in place. Oh, that's right. What tools are you gonna need to do this job? A box cutter, a knife to cut the boxes open, 2 3/4 inch wrenches, and 1 17 millimeter wrench. That's it. Pretty simple. And access to email, so you can email the company for your broken wheel casters. So, anywho, make sure you keep those caps in place. That was another reason I put the male end on this side. So in case I do forget to put the caps on one of these days, you know, at one point, these are not on the floor. So caps kind of snap in just like a quick lock. So pretty simple. All right, let's get this thing finished hooking it up, filling it, and let's run it and see what happens. Well, we got it all hooked up, filled it with hydraulic fluid, exactly the same, the designation that they said to put in it. Sure, yeah, it came from Walmart, SuperTech hydraulic fluid, yeah, that's what we got. So, fill it up, make sure you run it all the way up and down. Technically you should run it while it's got something on it, but the first couple of times they say to run it without anything on it. So that's what I did, filled it, and it is ready to go. Only thing you're going to need besides a couple of wrenches that I talked about to do this installation, to put this thing together, is you're going to need about, they say 3 to 4 liters of hydraulic fluid. I don't know, there was probably about 4 quarts left in there, so and I've still got some left over. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this one. Let me spin you around here and let's wrap this one up. That's going to wrap it up for this video. Just kind of a quick video on putting together a quick jack style lift. This is of course the Chinese version of that. I mean, I think they're probably about $800 cheaper than the quick jack. See how long it lasts. Hopefully. I think this one cost me, I want to say it was somewhere in the $1,500 range, but it is an 8,000 pound rated lift. So all in all, pretty easy to put together. And the nice part about it is I can pick it up and put it away off to the side, and that'll open up my entire floor for moving the Trans Am over maybe a little bit. Maybe I'll be able to get the golf cart in here as well. So because got tons of toys in here, you know, got the pressure washer, edger, blah blah blah. So tons of stuff in here, and not enough room to have a lift sitting in the middle of the floor anymore. So not a huge shop, but big enough for my needs. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this video. As always, sure do appreciate you watching. Make sure you check out all my socials at the end of the video. And if you're ever so inclined, check out my Etsy store and grab yourself some merchandise, t-shirt, hat, etc. Really appreciate it, and it would certainly help out the channel. Until the next time, y'all be safe, please be careful, and take care. Bye for now.